Hello and welcome back to another video. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I'm here today in my dressing room, and as I mentioned in my recent videos, it's a work in progress. So you'll see behind me, we haven't yet got curtains. We're collecting those tomorrow. So hopefully in my next video, you'll see some curtains in here. But we are getting there. It's a little bit echoey because there are no curtains, so I do apologise for that. Hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. But in today's video, I thought I'd just share with you a little bit of sort of a day in my life. Not a full day, but just the things that I'm getting up to today. I thought you might find that interesting, hopefully. I've got a couple of chores that I need to do, so I thought we could do them together. I always like watching videos like that. I like just seeing people's day-to-day mundane things they do. Of course, it's really nice to see exciting trips and events and things like that, but I also really like watching just what people get up to day-to-day at home. So I've got a couple of things I need to do in my dressing room, so we can do those together. I've also got a couple of things that I need to sell on Vinted, and in my last video, I'm trying to think who it was that asked me. I'll try and find the comment and put it somewhere on the screen, but it was a comment asking to share some of my tips and tricks to selling items online. And I really like selling things online for the reason that not only does it kind of clear out space in my house and in my wardrobes, but it also makes me a little bit of spending money on the side. So I'll be showing you what I do to sell my bits and bobs. I was also asked a little bit about home cleaning products and recommendations. Alex and I have really cut back, or are trying to cut back, on the chemicals that we use in our house and our cleaning. And I've got two recommendations that I really love, so I'm going to show you those a little bit later as well. So hopefully you'll just enjoy a more relaxed kind of video, and if you do enjoy this style, let me know, because it will really help me with planning future videos. Now, in terms of what I'm wearing today, I've got on a little second-hand Ben Sherman shirt, and this was actually my mum's when she was my age, and I love it. It's this really gorgeous, I'd say it's like a periwinkle blue colour, and she also had one in purple, but it had some stains on. But I've managed to revive this one, and I'm just obsessed with it. You may have also noticed I've got some beautiful drop pearl jewellery on today. It's from a brand that I have mentioned on here before a couple of times. It's a brand that I really love. And the jewellery that I'm wearing today is by a beautiful luxury yet still affordable brand called Linjer. And the jewellery that Linjer makes is not only absolutely stunning and so elegant, it's beautiful quality, but it's all recycled gold and silver. You'll know I love a more statement style earring, so I've got on today a beautiful pair of Baroque pearl earrings. These are recycled sterling silver with a freshwater pearl, and I just think they're so wearable and elegant. I think they pop nicely against dark hair. I also really like this style of earring with hair up with like a bun. If you just want something to add a little bit of glamour, but something that still feels wearable. So these are a great everyday pair of earrings. If perhaps you're somebody that prefers gold, I know not everybody likes wearing silver tones, whether it be for their skin tone or their hair colour. They do also come in a gold vermeil. So that is recycled gold and silver, but in a gold tone. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful, understated, but still noticeably there. And although these are genuine freshwater pearls and recycled gold and silver, they're all under the £200 mark, which I think is a brilliant price for the quality. Not to mention, this brand does offer that really luxury experience. Everything comes beautifully packaged. All of the pieces come in a little dust bag, tied in a ribbon box. They're one of those brands that I really love to mention on here because they offer that premium luxury experience without going over that £200 mark. So I'm a big fan of this brand. I have also layered up two of their necklaces, and the top necklace that I'm wearing is their floating pearl necklace. I think this necklace is just so beautiful, particularly if you're somebody that likes something a little more understated. It really does look like it's floating, and you can wear it at different lengths. I've gone for more, almost a choker length. It kind of sits in this little dip here. I think there's something really charming about this necklace, but of course, you know me, I always like to have a bit more of an impact, a bit of a statement, so I've also layered it with this amazing drop pearl necklace, and this is the silver matching necklace to the earrings in the Baroque style pearl as well, because I actually quite like mixing metals. I know not everyone likes it, but I do. I would love to know in the comments as well if you are pro mixing metals like I am, or if you think you should just stick to one and make it more uniform. And then I do also have a bracelet on. You may remember from my last video, I'm not currently wearing any rings, and that's because my fingers have swollen up since pregnancy and they haven't yet gone down. So I'm enjoying wearing other jewellery in other places, but I can't currently wear my rings. But I do have this absolutely gorgeous, very classic and elegant tennis style bracelets. And again, with Linjer being a sustainable brand, this is all recycled gold and silver. I've gone for recycled silver with recycled gold for May. And these are all stunning and so sparkly cubic zirconia stones. And the attention to detail again on this up close is just beautiful. Now, as it's Christmas coming up, I have also got two pieces, one for my mum and one for my sister. My mum is a huge fan of Linjer. She's got some of their earrings already that she wears religiously. And my mum likes something a little bit more dainty. So I've picked out for her these very dainty drop pearl Ariana earrings. And she likes gold. So these are in the gold vermeil, and they've got the freshwater pearl and little sparkles that you can see. These are all cubic zirconia. You can really see and feel the quality of these pieces. I feel like I can't really even do them justice on camera. When you see them in real life, you'll know what I mean. But again, these are also available in silver, and the price point of these is under £120. So I think she'll absolutely love these. Don't worry, she won't see this. And then for my sister, I've actually got her the exact same pair of these, but in the gold. So I've got her the Baroque pearls, and she's a gold girl. She's 22 and she's just got her first job, her first sort of like corporate big girl job, if you like. And these are perfect for work, I think, as well. Although they're very glamorous, they're just understated enough to look like you've made an effort, but without being garish. And she doesn't like anything too over the top. So I think she's gonna absolutely love these. They are so versatile as well and such good quality. She will have these for the rest of her life, and I'm all about buying quality. So I think she's going to be absolutely delighted with these. I can't recommend highly enough this brand. Not only are they sustainable with beautiful designs and really high quality, but they have also very kindly given me a discount code for you to use if you have seen something that you like, or perhaps you are looking for a special gift this Christmas, or maybe just a gift for yourself, who knows. I'm very picky about the brands that I showcase on here. I really aim to bring you high quality, but at prices, as you know, that feel more on the attainable side. I'm going to leave the links to all the pieces that I'm wearing down below, and also the two pieces that I've got for my mum and for my sister. And somewhere on the screen, I'll also leave my discount code, which will get you a further discount. It's also worth me noting that they offer free shipping, a 2-year warranty, and I can't imagine anybody that's a recipient of this brand wouldn't be delighted, because I certainly would be. Now, you'll probably have noticed throughout the video so far, this lighting situation has been going on and off and on and off, and that's because I've installed my own lighting into my dressing room little alcoves where I'm displaying my bags and bits and bobs, and I haven't quite got the hang of it yet. It's motion censored, but for some reason it seems to be turning on and off, and I'm not entirely sure why, so I do apologise if that's been bothering you. I do actually have 2 more to install on the upper 2 shelves, but basically these are some little removable strip lights, and they look like this, that I got on Amazon. And when I get the hang of them, I'm sure they'll be brilliant. And the reason I got these was because when I was quoted for my inbuilt wardrobes, to have a couple of lights put in to the shelves was going to add, I kid you not, over £1,000 to the quote. And the reason it was so expensive was, of course, it needs to be fitted by an electrician. But to me, £1,000, that's quite a lot of money for lighting. I thought I'll give it a go myself. I bought these little strip lights from Amazon, which are highly recommended. I'm just not sure if I've set this one up properly, or perhaps it needs charging, but they are great when they work. So basically, they've got the little holders stuck in, and you can remove them like this and charge them up. I think this one probably just needs charging, and it says to charge it before use, because I don't know about you, but whenever I get something new that's electronic and it says make sure you charge it before you use it, I never do, because I'm so impatient. But what's great is you can take them off. They charge just with the lightning style charger, and then you can clip them into place like that, and you've got what looks like inbuilt lighting, but at a fraction of the cost. So for 2 of these, I think it was between £10 and £13. I've got 2 here that I've already put in, and I'm going to install the other 2 in a minute. Now, while I'm on the topic of things that I've been buying online, I've got 2 other things I want to show you. The first thing are some hair tablets. My hair throughout pregnancy has grown quite a lot, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really hoping that I won't get too much postpartum hair loss. So I've ordered these tablets here. Now, these are by a brand called Hairburst, and I initially saw these on social media. I can't remember who it was that I saw promoting them, but I bought myself a packet of them before my wedding about 3-4 years ago. I bought the classic gummy style ones, which I don't think are breastfeeding safe. So I've actually bought this pack here, which is for new mums. If you're not a new mum, you can also just buy their classic gummies, which tastes delicious, and I really found that they worked. Not only did they help my hair, but I also noticed hair growth all over my body, so just watch out for that. I bought myself a packet of these, which I've started taking already, and I'll let you know how I get on with those. But I am trying to hopefully maintain my new longer hair. I'm using sulfate-free shampoo. I'm trying not to use as much heat as I usually would. I'm also oiling it once a week with rosemary oil. So hopefully it stays long and thick, but we'll see, we'll see. And the other thing that I've got is I've got a little smartwatch here. Now this smartwatch, it's not like one of the Apple ones, it's not like an Aura, which are way over £100. This is by Secondhand, and this is under £60. And this is actually an upgrade from my other one, which had a rubber strap. I've actually now got the more fancy strap, and I've been using this to track my sleep, because now that I'm not getting as much sleep anymore, I'm very curious to know how much I am sleeping, what changes my sleep pattern, how I can get more sleep. So I've really been loving this. It also shows things like heart rate, it shows things like your steps. But I just think for under £60, a smartwatch that connects to your phone with an app that looks like this, I think is a brilliant, brilliant price. So I need to get Alex to change the strap length for me, but I love it, absolutely love it, because sometimes smartwatches, they can look a little bit like techie, a little bit Spy Kids, whereas this with this more fashionable strap, I really, really like. So there are two little mum related items that I've added to my collection, but I also thought you might find them interesting if perhaps you want to give a smartwatch a go, but you don't want to spend upwards of £100. This is a brilliant alternative, connects to your phone, and I've really been loving using it. So I'm gonna pop these away in a minute. And I think it's time I add these to the alcove of my dressing room. So I'm gonna move the camera and we'll install them. I need to have a play around with the display that I've got here, but just for the purpose of kind of showing you how easy these are, I thought we'd pop them on together. I think this makes such a difference to the overall look of the alcoves. It almost feels a bit more like a shop, almost. I think it makes it look so much more expensive, but as I say, they're only around £10 for two. So I'm gonna pop these little holders on here, the little double-sided sticky tapes, so you don't have to use a drill or anything like that. So if you do decide you don't want them anymore, it's not a big deal. And I'm gonna just place this sort of in the middle of the back. And there we have another one. I honestly think that looks so good. I just wish this one would work. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this one off and I'm gonna pop it on the charger and see if it's because it needs charging. Okay, that one is charging. I'm now gonna add this fourth one at the top. And to be honest, if these end up working really well, I will get some for all of my cupboards for inside, so I can see my clothing a little bit better. Because inside, when you open this up, I think this would look much better with some lights. So I think I'll actually order a couple more of these, especially as it gets dark. So early now. It's not even 3:30 yet, and it's already getting dark, which is so depressing. So I do think I will order a couple more of these for my wardrobes, and I will link them below for you as well if perhaps you want to treat yourself to some motion sensor lights. Goodness me, you can tell that I'm an adult now, that this is the kind of thing that excites me. Let's pop this one up here. Hopefully I can reach up here, I'm not sure. Let me try. Here we go. I think it looks brilliant. I actually really, really like it. I do need to have a play around with the display, but I think that for £20 has completely elevated this whole section. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about finding ways that I can make things look more expensive or feel more expensive or look more expensive, but without them being expensive. So I think that's a little hack. I just need to work out what on earth is going on with these sensors. Yeah, but really, really happy with that. Now I'm gonna move on to, I've got some bits that I need to sell. So I'm going to use this denim jumpsuit as an example. I actually think it's a play suit. I always get mixed up between play suit and jumpsuit. I think play suit is shorter and jumpsuit is longer. This is a little short, so I think it's a play suit. And I absolutely love this. It's denim, it's got really beautiful sort of broidery on glazed sleeves, it's collared. It's all of my favourite things in an outfit, but unfortunately it just does not fit me anymore. And to be honest, even when it did fit me, I wasn't wearing it. Now, what I usually do when I'm selling something is I do think that having something look nicer will get it sold quicker. So the first thing I do is I always pop it onto a little hanger like this, and I give it a bit of a steam. I've got my steamer here. I give it a bit of a steam. This is my little steamer here. It's by Philips. It's absolutely amazing. You can use it as an iron or you can use it as a steamer. So I've just turned on the steamer, so it's just heating up. But what I like to do is I like to steam it, make sure it looks nice, get all the creases out, and then I will take a photo of it from afar. And then what's really important, and what's going to save you time in the long run, is get as many photos as you can of the details. That will then prevent you from going back and forth with a potential buyer. Oh, can I see this? Can I see that? Get it all there and then, get as many pictures as you can, just so that it eradicates any chance for having to go and find it and re-photograph it, find dimensions and things like that. So I always give it a really good look over, make sure it's in immaculate condition, and this is, because unfortunately I didn't wear it very much. I wish I had. So just give it a little bit of steam, any areas, woo! Just make sure it looks it'll just photograph better if there are no creases in it, and first impressions really do matter when you're selling online, so that little bit of extra care goes a long way. And then what I like to do is to take a photo of it on a nice plain background. Now, if it fits me, I'll sometimes even take a photo of me in it or find a photo of me in it. Unfortunately, this doesn't fit me, so I won't be doing that. But I like to take a photo of it somewhere on a neutral background. So I'm going to take a photo of this over on my door, and I'll be back in a second. Okay. So make sure to get really close-up details of everything. Always get a picture of the label. Also make sure to get a photo of the fabric composition, which is sometimes inside the item. Now I'm going to get the back as well. And then once you've got all of your photos, you can start to upload it. And my general rule of thumb for selling things online is if it is worth around about £15, £20 or over, I'll sell it online. If it's worth less, generally I'll just donate it, because for the time it takes me to do the photos, to steam it, to upload it, to parcel it, to post it, it needs to feel, for me anyway, worthwhile my time. Of course, you could have a different threshold. You could have £10 or £50, whatever works for you. Now, in terms of platforms, for clothing and items that aren't super high-end, I use Vinted. So for things like play suits, dresses, trousers, non-designer items, or kind of mid-range. When it comes to higher end items, such as designer bags, designer jewellery, luxury clothing, I tend to use Vestiaire Collective because they offer an authentication service, and I feel like my items are a little bit safer using that app. Alternatively, with handbags and wallets and jewellery, you could also use a seller to work on behalf of you. I really like Addicted to Handbags, and there's a couple of other Instagram pages that I follow. I'll leave them linked below. But another great route, if you want somebody that feels more personal, you don't want to use an app, is to use a third-party seller. Also like a consignment. So there's lots of different options, and I would choose the options based on the item. So cheaper items, use the apps Depop, Vinted, eBay. Higher priced items where you want that extra level of security that you're not going to get scammed or somebody's going to claim they didn't receive the item. Use a consignment store or use someone like Vestiaire Collective where they actually sign off the item and they check the item has arrived with the buyer. And then once I've uploaded my item to Vinted, I fill in as much information as I can and be really sure to add if there are any issues. Some people are happy to buy items if they've got a stain or they've got a rip. As long as you're honest about it, the person can then choose if they want to buy it or not. What you don't want to happen is for your item to be received and it not to be at the standard that the buyer was expecting. So I always, if there is an issue, I'll say, look, this is the issue. It's got a mark or there's a button missing. It's reflected in the price, and then the buyer can choose if that's what they want or if they don't. So I fill in as much information as I can, and then what I like about Vinted is people can send you offers. So if it's something that you just want to get rid of quickly, you don't like it, you just want it out of the house, you just want a bit of cash, I will often just accept an offer on items that I just don't really love, or they don't have much value for me, both from a personal point of view and a financial point of view. If of course it's an item and I'm a bit more precious about it, I won't accept offers. So it really varies, but it is a great way just to get rid of stuff. Another really good way to get rid of items, particularly if you've got a lot of items, is to do something called a bundle. Let's say you've got a large quantity of women's wear that's a size 10 and you're no longer a size 10 or you no longer wear it. You could upload the whole bundle of items and just have a bulk price so that you just get rid of it much quicker. And I've done this before with like jewellery or costume jewellery. I just wanted to get rid of a bundle of it and I said 10 pieces of jewellery, here's a photo, £10, just get rid of it. So there's lots of different techniques that you can use to sell items, to make a bit of extra cash, and it doesn't need to take you loads of time. It's just about having a bit of a method. So generally what I do if I'm having a bit of like a selling day is I'll line up all the items, I'll steam them all in one go, I'll take photos of them all in one go, and then later that evening I'll sit and I'll do all of my uploads in one batch and kind of do it all sort of like a conveyor belt rather than doing each item one at a time, steaming it, taking a photo, uploading it, and then doing that all again with multiple items. I find it works better to have one task and do multiple items with that task. So that there was sort of how I sell my items, and I always like to go the extra mile. I always package them up with usually reused tissue paper. I write a little note, little things you can do that make it more enjoyable for the buyer. It also encourages people to do more buying and selling secondhand, which is a really nice thing to do, and it also means that you'll get better reviews. The more reviews you get, the more likely you are to get more sales. So of course, in those early days, it can be a little bit more difficult to make sales, but as you sell more and you get those reviews and you get that trust, you can then sell more and make more money over time. And I'm not talking loads of money. I just see selling my clothes secondhand as a little bit of pocket money towards buying more secondhand clothing. And as I say, it makes space in my wardrobe. I have so many clothes, I have to make sure I'm staying circular with them. Sudden change of scenery, we are in our guest bathroom. And again, it's probably quite echoey. This is a very echoey video. But I wanted to quickly show you, as it was a question I received in my last video, some of the non-toxic cleaning materials that we use in our house. Now, I am going to preface and say, we do still use bleach. We use bleach in the toilet and on areas that need that extra level of disinfectant. But there are two brands I want to show you if you are somebody who is wanting to move more into less harsh chemicals when cleaning, because let's not forget, the chemicals we use in our kitchen, on our counters and around our house, we are absorbing. We're eating from tables, it's touching our skin, and it's been something I've definitely thought about more so since having a baby. So the first brand is this brand here. This is a brand called Colt and Willow. They're a family-run business, and this is their washing up liquid. This is all plant-based, it's a refillable brand, and it comes in these big bags like this. So this here lasts us a really long time, and this is their washing up liquid, and it's rhubarb scented. The scents of their products are just so nice. Like, that smells amazing. I love, love, love this brand. So this is the refill pouch, and then downstairs we've got little holders that we can pour this into. I would show you downstairs, but Alex is working down there. So I'm just showing you here because I wanted to do a little bit of sprucing in here, so I thought I'd show you. I'll link them down below, but they've got lots of other products. We also use some of their surface cleaners. It says here, safe, effective, joyful cleaning infused with potent plant-based formula. And although some of these brands on the surface look more expensive, because you use much less and they're refillable, over time I find it works out generally around the same price, maybe slightly more, but not a huge difference. So that is the first brand that we use. Now the second brand is a brand I've used for years. I've used them probably for about 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. And they're a brand called Purdy and Fig. And they're great. These are surface cleaners. You can use them on wood, you can use them on tiles, you can use them on anything basically. And how they work is you have the glass refillable spray bottle, and then you get these little concentrated bottles. So this here will amount to this much cleaning solution. So you mix one of these with water and then you have a full bottle worth of cleaning solution. This one here is their Uplifting Citrus, but they've got so many different fragrances. I think they've got like over 50. We've been using these for ages and they smell really, really good. So definitely worth looking into, again, if you are looking for a more eco-friendly cleaning solution. I'll be honest, more on the pricey side, but they do last and they do smell amazing. And actually, I quite like how they look. I like that it's in this brown bottle with the gold writing. Doesn't feel as kind of hideous if you leave it on the side. And then the final cleaning solution that we use is actually one that I make. This is an old Purdian Fig bottle, but I've used my label maker to make my own label. And this is what we use for glass and mirrors. And it's an old school classic, but it does work. And it's just vinegar, white wine vinegar and water. And I just make my own. I've made my little label here, vinegar mirror cleaner, and I use this on windows, mirrors, any sort of glass style surface. Costs literally nothing to make, about 5p or something, but it does work. It doesn't smell that great, but once you've kind of wiped it down, you don't really smell it anyway. So those are the cleaners that we use. And then, as I say, for things like toilets, etc., bleach is still used. If you do have another solution to using bleach, let me know, because I'd love to know. So that there was a little bit more of a random sort of afternoon with me video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did and if you'd like to see more of this style video. I'm going to spend the rest of my day organising through some bits in my wardrobe, any bits that I might want to sell. I'll just show you. This here is my blazers and jumpers section of my wardrobe. And I'm going to just go through and see if there's any little bits in here that I haven't found myself wearing. I do also have to quickly show you this jumper before I sign off. This here was a jumper that I got at my baby shower for one of my friends. And it's actually a mummy-daughter jumper. This says Mama. And then Aurelia has her own little mini one in the same colour. It's downstairs and it says, I think it says baby on it, baby and mama. So I'm really excited to wear this. I think it's such a cute little idea. And actually it'll go really nicely with my new pink handbag. I don't know if you remember in my last video I mentioned that I'm starting to wear a bit more pink. I think it's just come with the territory of being a girl mum. And I'm really excited to wear these together. I've actually got quite a lot of pink, more than I remember having in my wardrobe. So I'm waiting for an occasion to style these up together. This is a bag by a French bag brand called Le Parmentier. I'll link it below because it's absolutely stunning. It's under £250. It's made in Italy. I just love it. I am going off piste here. I'm going off on a tangent, but I do love this bag. So I'm very excited to wear these together. Anyway, the plan for the rest of the day, to go through my wardrobe, find any little bits that I no longer wear or love, get them uploaded. I also need to quickly take out my dog for a walk. I've got some laundry to put away, so I've got a lot to do. But I do hope you've enjoyed this style of video, a little bit more casual, a bit more relaxed. If you did, let me know. Or if you prefer the more educational style videos, let me know as well. I won't be offended either way, it's just good for me to know for future video planning. As I mentioned at the start of the video, if you did like any of the Linjer pieces, I'm gonna leave my code and links to them all down below. And as always, a huge thank you for watching. If you are not yet subscribed, please do. I am really aiming for weekly videos at the moment, and so far, so good. A huge thank you for all of your lovely comments as well in my videos last week. I do need to find some time to sit down and reply to them all. Time is very, very short at the moment with a newborn, so I do apologise that I'm not being as responsive as usual, but I will be soon. I just need to find a balance with my time. And with that, I'm going to end this video here. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.